So, Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson has been a big topic overall recently because of his interview with Putin, Vladimir Putin, and because as excited and giddy Tucker Carlson wants to be about Russia and Moscow, it seems that these feelings are not really turned back, not really returned. It seems like Putin is not really impressed by the uh, interview. He said he expected more tough questions, that he got so prepared, and that it was a disappointment. So I guess it's one-sided love. Tucker Carlson loves Russia and Putin does not love Tucker Carlson quite as much. It is sad. As apparently Tucker Carlson has some really stupid things here. So I'm here for it. Let's go. What do you have to say, Tucker?
I went from amused to legitimately angry.
Oh, damn. Legitimately angry. I went from amused to legitimately angry. Hold on. Tucker Carlson is legitimately angry, but he used to be amused.
So we were guessing what this would cost. Everybody hears from the United States buys groceries, and we didn't pay any attention to costs as we were just putting in the cart what we would actually eat over a week. And we all came out.
Also, different people eat different things over a week. Just saying, depending on your financial status, you ration food very differently for a week. I'm not even gonna mention that whole aspect of doing groceries.
Around $400.
People usually don't just go and get whatever. People usually look at prices of items, individual items. Never mind.
It's about $400. It was $104 US here. And that's when you start to realize that ideology maybe doesn't matter as much as you thought. Corruption. If you take people's standard of living and you tank it through filth and crime and inflation, and they literally can't buy the groceries they want, at that point, maybe it matters less what you say or whether you're a good person or a bad person. You're wrecking people's lives in their country.
I don't know if he is an idiot, or I don't know if he's like spreading misinformation on purpose. It is actually really difficult for me to believe that he does not understand what's going on here. It is very difficult for me to believe that he does not know that the ruble has tanked, that the US dollar has a much bigger purchasing power, and that the people who live in Russia cannot afford to buy what he can afford to buy while being in Russia. Like, I refuse to believe that he doesn't know these things. I refuse to believe that he's not just basically preying on people being stupid and not knowing these things. Like, it cannot be that he does not understand these things. And so, I mean, he has to be preying on idiots here. He has to be preying on his big viewer base that knows nothing of even the most basic things of the world, and they will just parrot his talking points. Like, he cannot be this stupid. It's impossible. It is physically impossible. So I sort of refuse to take this interpretation of what's going on here, and I'm just gonna assume he knows very well what's going on and is just trying to spread misinformation that I will add only idiots will buy. So if he's not an idiot, then at least his audience is full of idiots. There are a few possible scenarios here. Either he is an idiot and he's speaking to an audience full of idiots, or he is not an idiot and is speaking to an audience of idiots, or he's not an idiot, is selling misinformation to a bunch of people who are not idiots, but choose to accept the misinformation because it's convenient for the narrative. I guess those are the options.
And that's what our leaders have done to us. And coming to a Russian grocery store, the heart of evil, and seeing what things cost and how people live, it will radicalize you against
a person going into a country with, what's the ratio now? What's the ratio? God damn it. It will radicalize you. Oh, wait. The exchange rate is right now $1 to 92.28 rubles. Like, come on. A person coming in from the US with a much stronger currency is obviously not an indicator of what people can and cannot buy as Russians. This cannot be real. This cannot be real. I refuse to believe this is real.
our leaders. That's how I feel anyway. Radicalized. We're not making any of this up, by the way, at all.
I know you're not. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's one more. For a laptop right now in Russia, it's worth 6 months of salary for a nurse. He knows only propaganda. If he did the math in his head, and asked how much people are making currently and the value of the ruble with accessibility, if it's technological in any way, which now everything is, he is rich in the US too, you know. Well, yeah, of course he is rich in the US as well. But he is uber rich in Russia. There's eggs, but they're so expensive, and of course, there are egg protests in Russia. Like, come on. But that's not all, I guess. There's more of Tucker Carlson. We're going to take a look. It's fascinating. It is fascinating to watch Tucker Carlson in the wild. Because apparently he is also excited about being able to get a shopping cart.
All right.
Jesus Christ, it's like watching a specimen. This is such a common thing, probably everywhere in Eastern Europe. Has Tucker Carlson ever went shopping? That is my question. This is such a common thing. I swear, I'm gonna go out to a store and I'm gonna stream doing shopping and using one of these things because it's apparently such a novelty. Such an amazing thing. You can put in a coin that separates the little chain so you can take the card, use it, and when you want the coin back, you put it back in. Incredible invention. God. Yeah, we need to do a shopping stream. You're gonna tell me what to pick. I could actually do that. I could stream on the phone. That's actually not a bad idea.
All right. There we go.
Oh, incredible. They even look exactly the same and have the exact same colors in Poland. Like, come on. Give me a break.
So I guess you put in 10 rubles here and you get it back when you put the cart back.
For fuck's sake, come on. I don't even know what to say. Incredible. Incredible.
So it's free, but there's an incentive to return it and not just bring it to your homeless encampment.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. If you were homeless and you wanted the card, this minimum amount of money would sure incentivize you not to take it to your homeless. What? I'm sorry, what? You put in a symbolic amount of money to the thing. It is worth nothing. It's just a little thing that you do. It is not an... No. It is not an actual incentive not to take the thing with you. Like, what the fuck? I'm not a big swearer on the stream, but... Yeah, the 10 ruble, which especially now is worth super nothing, it's a total big incentive not to take the cart with you to your homeless encampment. In fact, being the scatterbrain that I am, at least a few times in my life, I've taken the cart with me and only realized that I had it with me a few blocks later, like further from the store, and I ashamedly went back with the cart. I'm a scatterbrain, okay? Don't judge me. Of course, he had to insert an anti-homeless jab. He just hates you. But the anti-homeless jab doesn't even work. It's stupid. If someone was homeless and desperate, they would just take the cart. They wouldn't care about the coin. The coin is not an incentive not to take the cart with you. This is ridiculous. You're not putting $100 in the cart. You're putting pennies. It is not an incentive to anything. Maybe it is a little bit of an incentive to properly put it back. I can agree with that. That it's an incentive not to just abandon the thing anywhere, to actually put it in the chain and get your little coin back. But if he is actually trying to say that it's any sort of incentive not to take the whole shopping cart with you home or to your homeless encampment, then I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just gonna laugh and mock. Like, I don't know if he's insane. It just feels to me like he's really stupid and that he has a really stupid audience. You can bring the carts home, drop off your groceries, and go back to the grocery store. I mean, that's not a thing that people typically do, but I mean, technically speaking, I guess you could. I've never seen anyone do it, but I guess you could.
Okay. All right.
Most places I've been use plastic card tokens now anyway. I mean, it is the same thing. It is the worth of a coin that you use for these things is basically worth as much as a plastic card token. They're basically interchangeable.
Here we go. So
oh, that's it. Incredible. That is so incredible. Incredible, Tucker Carlson. Who watches this? Who watches Tucker Carlson? Who is the target audience of Tucker Carlson? Let me see. How many likes does this have? 1.3 million views. 4K likes, thank God. Russian food prices are low against the currently strongest dollar. Duh. I remember for many years British pound was $3. This is economics 101. And all the Tucker fans are like, yeah, so cheap there. Like, at least people are roasting him. The big punchline is he spent $100 on what might cost $400 in the US. Russian monthly salary seems to be around $700 US. That is such a pathetic state of events. Trump supporters. Trump supporters are Tucker Carlson fans? I cannot believe that Donald Trump might actually win. Like, take this into perspective. Vietnam has a really weak currency. In Vietnam, $700 is already a bit tight, in my opinion. $700 is starting to be, depending on where you are. I think $700 would be a bit tight in Saigon to live comfortably. I had to do it a few times when we bought cat litter in a huge amount, and we asked the cashier to tell us it's not rush hour, so it's okay. So ridiculous. Like, I can't believe he can try. I can't believe he stands a chance. I can't believe he has supporters. I can't believe he has people that will vote for him. I can't believe that people who will vote for him watch this guy and he thinks he's amazing and smart. I can't believe all the comments I've seen under the interview. Great job, Tucker. An interview to go into history. An interview for the ages. You tell the truth, Tucker. Amazing interview, Tucker. I'm so glad that Putin himself has come out and said, yeah, no, this interview sucked. It was horrible. That was a horrible interview. It sucked. I expected better. Biggest irony of it all. Daddy Putin didn't give him the approval that he craved. Still craves, as it seems. Being so excited about the most common things in all of Eastern Europe, at least. And I'm willing to bet all of Europe in general. You can find these little shopping carts that you can put a coin in and separate the chain. Come on. It is not some miracle of Russian ingenuity. Trust me, it's not. And no, for the 100th time, it will not incentivize you not to take it to your homeless encampment. This is just such a story that I felt that I don't know. It was actually rumored that he was seeking an interview with Zelensky as well, but I don't think Zelensky should give him a time of day, quite honestly. Such an embarrassment of a man. Putin dragged Tucker around like a ragdoll. About anywhere in the world now, too. He just has to come to Canada. We do it too. Yeah, because it's a very common thing. It's the most basic things in bigger stores. Pretty sure he's never gone shopping on his own. Why do you reckon Putin didn't play along? There must be a strategic reason here. Didn't play along with what? He got what he wanted from the interview. He got exactly what he wanted from the interview. He just said afterwards that the interviewer was shit. That he didn't ask him any tough questions or whatever. But he got what he wanted from the interview. He got to spin his BS uninterrupted. Also, keep in mind, just because he says something, it doesn't mean that he was actually disappointed with the interview. He was probably actually very pleased with the interview. He got to give him the little file. He got to tell him a little bit of history. He got to put in a jab about the CIA or whatever. It was good for him. And then Putin's little snide remarks about Joe Biden being better for Russia than Trump. Why would you trust anything Putin says about anything? He dominated. Like, the only thing that might have disappointed Putin is that Tucker Carlson is a relatively speaking independent journalist, and that is a thing that people like Putin do not really like. They like more to have journalists that are state journalists on a leash or something. Maybe that was the biggest disappointment. False history, alternative history even. Total nonsense. But that's what we've gotten used to from Putin ever since he gave that speech in 2022. Hey, what do you think he's saying? He's disappointed though. That's easy. That's simple. He's saying he's disappointed because he's basically saying, I was so ready to answer all of the tough questions. I was so ready to be hit hard. I was so prepared for it. But I just didn't. He just didn't ask me all those hard-hitting questions that he should have. So disappointing. So disappointing. If it was so disappointing, then why didn't you actually invite people that work in Eastern Europe for very long, or journalists with big experience in this region and could ask you actual hard questions? Oh, because you didn't really want the tough questions. You wanted an idiot like Tucker Carlson to whom you could spin your bullshit and afterwards you could say, I really wanted those hard questions. I super over prepared. I was so ready to answer all of them, but unfortunately they never came. Such a disappointment. Maybe next time, for sure. For better luck next time, for sure. Well, then maybe you should have invited someone competent. But then again, you really, really don't want that, so. How unfortunate. Such a tragedy. Have you ever heard the story of Tucker Carlson the Wise? The tragedy of Tucker Carlson the Wise, who decided to interview Vladimir Putin but did not ask him any tough questions, and then went grocery shopping and also discovered public transportation and was very excited. Tragedy after tragedy. It was, yeah. Like the Star Wars thing. I don't know. What do you all think? Might as well take a look at it, by the way. I'm actually working on a thing. I started doing them. Oh yeah, Putin says he was not impressed by Tucker Carlson. We're gonna read this. Because you know what? Why not? I like reading, you like listening. Apparently I've got a nice voice to listen to. I have been told by a few different sources that my voice is apparently pleasant to listen to. Which is as much as I am finding that hard to believe, I cannot sort of deny many different people saying that to me over and over.